Is this an absolute nightmare for them, Kaveh, this window?
For Leicester City?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very difficult. They've almost been a victim of their own success. Let's not forget what Brendan Rodgers has done there, getting into Europe, winning the FA Cup. They've got players that other teams want, like Tielemans, Maddison, Fofana. They've got some great young players coming through as well. But they've been hit hard by the pandemic. Their owners, the business they're in, has been hit hard by the pandemic. They don't have the finances they have previously had. So it's been a very, very difficult and frustrating window for Brendan Rodgers. And I'm sure he'll be delighted when the window closes. And we talked about the big money they're getting for Fofana, around £70 million. But I think a quarter of that is a sell-on clause that has to go back to Saint-Etienne. And there's no way that Brendan Rodgers will be getting the rest of all that money. Because, of course, they're not getting that money now. It'll be paid in instalments. But it has been a very difficult summer for Brendan Rodgers and Leicester.
Melissa, is this a salutary lesson to football clubs? Because I mentioned yesterday, Leicester were in the top 5 for owners' money. They had more money than Man United, the owners, more money than Liverpool's owners. All of a sudden, they're not spending any money, which sends out all the signals. Should all other Premier League clubs look at that and think, could be us?
Well, depending on the situation you're in, I think. The issue with Leicester was they've been outperforming their wage spend. Success usually correlates to how much you spend on wages. And that was suggesting they should be like, top 10 club, but they were pushing for those Champions League places. And then when they weren't finishing in the top 4, people were like, they bottled it. But actually, that they were in there and thereabouts was a credit to their coaching, their recruitment, and all of that. Now they're in a situation where Brendan Rodgers will be, judged against the fact that people see Leicester and think, well, they should be knocking around the European places and they should be giving teams like, Tottenham and Arsenal, Chelsea troubles. But they've not refreshed a squad that had regressed, that had a lot of injury issues, with players whose heads are elsewhere because they know they've been approached or they know they can get bigger moves. And so all in all, I think it's just not ideal because not only have they stood still, I think they've actually gone backwards. You've still got Tielemans, who could move £25 million. Leicester were told they'd accept on deadline day. And even with Fofana going, there's not enough time to find replacements of quality. And I can't imagine that the manager or fans or the squad themselves feel very optimistic about the situation.
Dharmesh, we're seeing players going for £70 million and stuff. Tielemans, £20 million. Why has no one come in and taken him?
It's a good question. Either Leicester are asking for too much money, potentially for a player in the final year of his contract, if it is £25 million, because clubs do know that 1 year down the road, they don't have to spend that much money on someone like Youri Tielemans. And maybe Youri Tielemans himself may think, I don't need to go anywhere just now. Yes, could I get a move? I need to make the right move. So if certain clubs are coming in where he's not that interested in going to, why make that decision now? He's not unhappy at Leicester City, he's just not signing a new contract. So he could potentially stay for the rest of this season and in January have the pick of every club outside England where he can sign a pre-contract agreement with, and then next summer have his choice from a whole host of clubs whereby there's no transfer fee involved, and potentially on a free transfer he might be able to get more wages as well if he was to wait. So two different ways of looking at it.